Welcome to the new session of IIK Talks. I am Deepika Nambiar from IndiansInKuwait.com. As you all know, IIK Talks is a new initiative from the most popular web portal, IndiansInKuwait.com. We recently started this IIK Talks during the lockdown to engage with our readers. We have already done 2 sessions, one on education and the other on kids' health with our experts. Today, IIK Talks is something different. We know that during this lockdown, all of us are at home the whole day and we have a lot of free time. And I am very much sure that the ladies mainly will agree with me that we have been spending one time, that is on experimenting on cooking. We all know that we are trying to become experts in cooking by trying out various new recipes, searching the web, and trying them out. I am pretty much sure that the ladies, when they are trying out new recipes, the one thing they will be searching for on the net and the name that comes up in their mind for searching the net is nothing other than Hebba's Kitchen. Their recipes are very simple, easy to make, and we find it very easy to try them out. And they come up with new recipes almost every now and then. All might be wondering, who are these people behind Hebba's Kitchen, as we never see them in their videos. Today, we IIK would like to bring this mysterious couple who are behind Hebba's Kitchen to you all. We have with us Mrs. Archana Hebbar and Mr. Sudarshan Hebbar, who started this food blog, Hebba's Kitchen, in 2015 with simple recipe videos, and today they are the #1 Indian food blogger with over 10 million followers. On behalf of IndiansInKuwait.com, I would like to welcome Mrs. Archana and Mr. Sudarshan to IIK Talks.
Hi guys.
Hi Deepika.
Hi Deepika, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. So, Ms. Archana, we know we all are eagerly waiting to know mainly the journey behind Hebba's Kitchen. How you all started, when you all started, how you all got this in your mind to start off with Hebba's Kitchen.
So first of all, I would like to thank for inviting me for this Indians in Kuwait talk. It's my pleasure to be a part of it, of this journey. And regarding my journey of Hebba's Kitchen, so it's not my journey, I would say like it's our journey. And after getting married in 2014 December, I moved to Australia. So my husband was working in Australia like in many years back since. So after me getting married and moving to Australia, and I was looking for jobs here, and due to the visa restrictions and like all those things, it was really very difficult for me to find a job here. So just to kill the time and to keep myself occupied, I started a catering and tiffin business, where I was catering for the tiffin parties, kids' birthday parties, and all such things. And so everyone were liking it, so it was keeping me occupied. And even many of my friends and all, they were liking my recipes and they were asking for the recipes. So I thought like, why won't I start the recipe food blog? So I started to write step-by-step photo recipes in my blog, and started posting on my Facebook, on my Facebook and all. And I was getting quite a good response initially. Later, just while browsing the Facebook, and I got to see the tasty videos, which was actually creating lots of buzz at that moment. And there was no any particular Indian channel or any Indian food channel who was which was into that tasty kind of videos. So I thought, like, why don't, like, so we were just discussing, why don't we start such kind of videos, like it was something very inspirational for us. There wasn't any much Indian food channels in that, so we thought,
just to put more information about the tasty videos. In fact, the tasty videos were particularly catered for mobile users, in fact.
Okay.
And yeah, there is a particular aspect ratio where we started targeting, in fact, and that's where the tasties were very popular. And we thought, in fact, why we shouldn't be starting that one there.
So we started initially with just shooting the videos with the mobile, using a selfie stick. We had not put any investment in that, so it was just zero investment started, like, business. And I would say, like, it was not a business at all. Now it has turned to be a business. So it was just we had just started to kill.
I think we are just curious, in fact, let's try it out, let's see how it goes, how these guys are making, it was just an experiment, curiosity at that time. So we started with the mobile and selfie stick, started recording those.
We were getting good response initially. So then I started to put more time on that. Started looking into the YouTube videos and how to shoot and all those things. So I invested more time, and even my husband helped me a lot in that. So we both invested a lot of time. So he works for another company. Actually, he has his own business. So he has his own company, he works for it, and in the meantime, he also gives some time for Heba's Kitchen. And later we started to get good response, and also started to earn. We realized that we started to earn money from it, which actually motivated a lot for me, in fact. So if not for my husband, it actually motivated a lot for me. And later I started to invest more time, so that actually it was a turnaround for me, and I stopped the catering business and all such things, and I was giving more time for this, and it had turned to be my full-time occupation. And so initially I started Heba's Kitchen just to kill the time, and now I can say that I won't get time for myself itself, so it keeps me fully occupied in this.
Yeah, that's our small journey, in fact.
Okay, that's really nice. So you all just started with a small thing, and now you all have become very big, and I think it is very popular now. Everybody is looking at Heba's Kitchen for all the new recipes. That's really interesting. So it's almost 5 years.
I think
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's almost 5 years, right, now that you all have started with Heba's Kitchen.
Yeah, it's 5 years now. Yes.
So we completed 5 years from marriage, in fact, and it was the.
Oh, that's really nice. So can you tell us how many recipes you all have till date uploaded in your blog?
Yeah. So till
Yeah.
now we have posted around 1300 to 1400 recipes, all are vegetarian, in fact. And the next thing we are doing now is we are actually translating them into Hindi, actually Kannada, and also we have our app there. So of course. So we are now targeting regional, in fact. So because we are from Karnataka, Kannada is our mother tongue, one of our mother tongue, in fact, with Tulu as the other mother tongue. So we are actually targeting Hindi and also Kannada. So yeah, now we are doing the multilingual for our blog as well there.
Yeah, so what I was asking is there any recipe or recipes that has received a most number of views from the public? Any recipes of yours?
It's very difficult to pinpoint one such particular recipe that it has been viewed a lot or something. So like actually each category has its own views and own demand. So if I would say like in terms of street food, then we can say that pav bhaji and pani puri, such recipes were like viewed a lot. And in sweet section, gulab jamun, rasgulla, rasmalai, it's like evergreen recipes, which everyone would like to now view, like watch again and again and try that recipes. Whereas in rice sections, biryani was viewed. So it's like almost 30 to 40 million plus views we have been on Facebook. Yes.
I think how can you forget the rava dosa? In fact,
yeah, in breakfast, yeah, rava dosa was like, no, it was one first recipe which was actually
I
gone
think
viral.
yeah. So rava dosa was the first recipe
Okay,
actually
that's
went viral for us. In fact, and actually that was one of the.
okay. So, is there any something unique was there in it?
I think there isn't anything unique in that recipe. In fact, it's all about the way it has been presented. It was crisp. It was taught. In fact, and in fact, there isn't anyone coming in front of the video and presenting. In fact, and it was very sweet and short. I think that's the uniqueness of this particular video. There.
Okay. Okay. So, how many views did you all get for that?
So almost like 30 to 40 million plus views.
Oh, so that's really great.
Yeah.
Okay. So now coming to preparing dishes. So how do you try preparing new dishes, and how is it like? How do you come up with new recipes?
So actually, it's like it has two aspects.
How do you experiment?
So it's like two aspects. I can like say it can be categorized into two aspects. In the first aspect, like now we like try to explore different recipes, different cuisines, and all such things. We also try to make fusion recipes, which has been requested a lot. So if you look into the fusion recipes, we have already shared suji pizza, which has been prepared in the pan. There's no oven in that, so no fermenting or like no preparing, no dough and such things. So suji pizzas and bread vada, and also roti sandwich. So it's like something in a fusion category. Whereas like if you look in the second aspect, we get lots of recipe requests, and also the readers like they share recipes, so their traditional recipes and all with us. So it's our pride to try their recipes and put it on Heba's Kitchen. Yeah.
So now how do you get this idea of trying out these type of recipes?
Yeah, we continuously try to explore and do some fusion recipes. That's the one aspect. That's what you were saying there, and that's our contribution to it. And then there is this is the Heba's Kitchen is like a community where the readers actually come on board and share their recipes as well, and they request us to actually share it with the video. In fact, so it's both give and take. In fact, so we even explore. Try it out new recipes like for example I have some leftover rice today in fact, and she turns out okay, let's make some some instant biryani with that one, so that it is something very catchy as well. So that's how she made. And then there is something like, for example, Deepika, yourself, you tried something and that's your traditional recipes, you post it to us, and then we make it a video. So
okay.
There are two aspects to that. Yeah.
Okay. So now coming to this lockdown, so you might be getting more number of people might be looking into your blog right now because of the lockdown, and they're at home and everything. So any specific comments or requests do you get for preparing dishes?
Yeah, definitely, no doubt. Lockdown has been like it has kept us so busy that we can't say that it's a lockdown. It has infused our time like anything actually.
So I guess in fact the lockdown has impacted a lot of people and also a lot of business as well. But touchwood, luckily for the food business is thriving for us. In fact, and this particular blogging, and because most of people are staying at home and they want something to be tried out. And in fact, in terms of numbers, it has reached to them. I think every day it is reaching to a new level there.
Yeah, especially people are looking for street food. Yeah, they are craving for street food, restaurants, and all such recipes. The food. So they keep asking for how to prepare pani puri, pav bhaji, and so.
And also these Domino's style, because I think people can't go to Domino's now.
Yeah.
They want Domino's style pizza. So
I know, right now nobody can go out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice.
Such kind of things is that they come on and ask for Domino's kind of garlic bread, cheeseburgers, and all those things.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so we have like now we have showcased like we have shared the recipes from scratch. So there isn't any like if you look into the pani puri recipe, so we have even showed how to prepare puri. It's not just preparing the water for the pani puri. So it's like we have shown it from the scratch. So everything can be made homemade, and you don't have to go just if you have basic ingredients. Like I think everyone will be having rava and all those things. So just being in home, you can enjoy the street food in right in your home itself.
So the charts and the pani puri, everything is available in your blog. The recipes are available in your.
Yes.
Yeah. If you just look into our website or like in our YouTube channel, there are like numerous chat recipes, the street foods, even breakfast. You name it, you can find over there.
Yeah, because there were queries for us regarding this actually. Puris, how to make the puris mainly for this chat. So now that you all have told that it's already available there, so people can now go into your blog and check out how to make the puris.
Sure.
Yeah, that's good. So now I would like to know if you all have any recipes particularly for our audience here in Kuwait.
Yes,
any?
Yeah, we have created like a couple of recipes just for Indians in Kuwait. So
it's an exclusive. As of now, it's an exclusive. It hasn't come online, but after this, I think after this particular session, it will be online soon. There.
Yeah, so that so that everyone can look into it and like not try out later.
Yeah. So it's made for this forum, in fact.
Yeah. So then we'll have one video now for one of the recipes now.
Yeah. So first one we'll be playing the vermicelli custard. Where so everyone must have eaten vermicelli kheer and or like fruit custard. But today we'll be seeing a fusion of vermicelli kheer and fruit custard. That's vermicelli custard.
Vermicelli custard. Okay.
So Deepika, you can see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay. I'll play with the vermicelli custard.
Okay.
Hi, Deepika.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
We have seen variety of custards, but never heard of this one custard. It's really nice.
Definitely try today.
Or maybe just wait for some more time. In fact, wait for some more time, till the video is live. It comes with a detailed recipe, so that it will be helpful for you as well. And also when you come and see it in YouTube, it will be helpful for us as well.
No, this I'm really going to try it out. I am sure that the audience will be waiting for it to come live so that they can try this recipe.
Yeah.
So we have actually got some specific questions from the audience, which I would like to share with you all. Mainly, the readers are asking about baking tips. Can we bake cakes in cooker without a layer of salt or sand? Why our cakes are not coming soft? Any tips for baking? So,
Yeah.
so mainly related to baking.
Yeah, so baking in cooker, yes, definitely you can bake it. I have also shared a couple of cake recipes, which has been eggless cake recipes, which have been baked in cooker. So it's like mango cake, chocolate cake. Many such recipes have been shared. And the reason why why I have added salt or sand in the cooker is like salt and sand, which holds the heat, and it gives the oven like feeling like for the temperature. It holds the temperature. Yeah. So it's I would say like it's very much important to have salt or sand and it's not only just holds the temperature, it also prevents from burning of the cooker or something. So since we are not adding any water or anything in the cooker at the bottom of the cooker, so we need something to be put. Salt or sand, which actually helps to give that oven kind of feeling.
And also another tip I think is to use the old cooker, not the one which we
use for the for cooking the rice.
Okay, the regular one.
Yeah. Any like spoiled cooker, which is gasket is like now not working, the whistle is not working. Recommend to use such cookers so that you don't have any like you won't repent like the cooker has been spoiled or anything. You can use it like in any way in that. And regarding why your cake is turning hard or why is it turning chewy, it's like mainly because like now if you're over mixing it or anything, or if you're not using, like I have shown in my cake videos, cake recipes, where like you have to use cut and fold method, where you actually like not just rotate move continuously. It has to be like cut and fold. Where in that way, like now the cake won't turn chewy. And if your cake, if you over bake the cake, then the cake would turn dry. Even that's the reason like why your cake is hard or something. And if you're looking for any tips in the baking area, then I would like say that for the cake section itself, if you're baking in an oven or anything, then if your cake is like turning dark if it's burning at the top, but still if it's undercooked in the bottom, then you can actually cover the cake. Once the cake has been turned golden brown at the top, you can cover it with aluminum foil and continue to bake until like the toothpick inserted like comes out clean, so that you make sure that the cake has been turned golden brown at the top, as well as like it has been baked properly from the inside. So you won't have any problem. Just cover it with aluminum foil and continue to bake. Yeah, I think these tips will definitely help everyone, and they can have a nice soft and spongy cake.
Second recipe is a very unique recipe. It's a leftover recipe. In fact, I think most of our houses, we have this common issue of leftovers. So Archana, she has prepared a laddu out of leftover rotis, in fact, or chapatis, in fact. So I think interesting. So I'll share the second video.
Okay, sure. Again, another unique recipe. So I actually really want to know how you have got the idea of making laddu out of the leftover chapatis.
I think the way it works out in our house. In fact, there is a continuous food. In fact, she will be making some recipes daily, something or the other, and there will be a lot of leftovers. In fact, and I think we try to then think let's prepare something out of this. In fact, we don't want to waste the food. It's at the end of the day, it's a food, and it's so difficult. We get that food, in fact, and we don't want to waste it. So it's whenever there is something left over in front of us, we start thinking, okay, let's do
try to do something so that it will be useful, and at the same time it will be very nice to eat also. Yeah.
I think there is a story about this recipe. In fact, she had made one of the recipes using a roti, and she had made more rotis there, and there was a leftover out of it. In fact, and we didn't know what to do. In fact. So then, I think,
yeah, we have also prepared roti sandwich.
Roti sandwich, something like that. So, yeah.
Even that's made with rotis. Yeah, it's very nice. It's very tasty, and also at the same time, it's very healthy as well. So no maida, nothing.
Yeah, recently she had posted roti sandwich. In fact, it is a desi Indian version of tacos. So it's you should really you should
try that.
Try it out.
Okay, then we should try that also. Okay, this is nice. Laddus out of chapatis is really nice. Okay. So we have other questions.
One more thing, sorry, Deepika. One more thing about this roti laddu. Roti laddu. In fact, I have tried. After she made this, I have actually tried it out. And initially, when I eat, when I actually had this first bite, I felt I'm eating a sweet version of roti. In fact, then after you start gulping more and more, you will actually crave more for it. In fact, because it's the sugar, dry fruits, and all those things. The first feeling is, oh, it's just a sweet roti. But then, after gulping more and more, you start feeling for it. In fact, you need.
It's not just sweet or dry fruits. It's also like you have added kova in that, which actually takes that recipe to a next level. In fact, yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's really nice. Okay, now coming back to the questions that we had received, can you suggest some easy to make healthy snacks for kids?
Yeah, I've shared actually a couple of kids recipes in my website. So like if you look into the sandwich section, so there are since the kids like to have colorful food in their plate. So if you look into the sandwich recipes where we have shown different colored sandwiches in that. So it's using carrots.
So she basically always says that any sandwich recipe can be made into a kid's recipe. So the only trick for this one is to make it colorful. Make it colorful. Add some carrots, add some beetroot, so that it is more attractive and bright in color. And easily, I think
any kid would love to have it.
Okay, I know it makes it more attractive for the kids.
Yes.
And if you're worried about the bread, you can easily change that bread to roti. So even the kids who won't like to have rotis will try to. You can easily feed them rotis as well.
Okay. Actually, we are receiving some questions now. There is a question like, please give the OTG setting for cake, bread, and pizza. Which heating elements to be kept on, or whether to use convention along with it.
Can you repeat that question? I was it was not audible for me. Yeah.
Audible. Okay. Please give the OTG setting for cake, bread, and pizza. Which heating elements to be kept on, and whether to use convention along with it.
Yeah, so basically with the baking, you need to use convection baking, convection oven. So for any baking, preheating is very much important. So at least for 10 minutes, like if you look into the pizzas has to be baked at a very high temperature. So if for that you need to use a pizza stone, or at least you need to bake it at a very high temperature. So it's like at least 190 or 200 degrees Celsius is very much important for pizzas. Whereas for the cakes, 180 degrees is very ideal.
And I think at the center, I think
Yeah, so you need to heat both the top and the bottom rods has to be kept on, and try to keep the container in the center so that it gets uniform heating. And if you have fan forced option in your oven, then that's the best one, so that the heat will be distributed uniformly and you get proper heating in the oven. And also I have given you about the cake suggestion tips in that, where you can cover it with aluminum foil so that it doesn't burn at the top, and at the same time it gets baked uniformly and evenly. Yeah.
Okay. There was another question. Can we cook condensed milk in a cooker? What happens to it? Can we make any toffee out of that?
Can we make any?
Condensed milk. Cook condensed milk in a cooker. What happens to it? Can we make any toffee out of that?
Yeah, toffee out of that you're asking?
Yeah, toffee.
Yeah, you can use condensed milk in any recipe. So I have prepared using like prepared kheer from the like using condensed milk, and also for the cakes. You can use in like for the just if you're using sugar and milk in any recipes, that can be replaced with condensed milk. It just not adds sweetness, it also adds a creaminess to your recipe. And regarding the toffee, I can say that you can prepare toffee also, but yeah, the
I think
texture,
you may have to add some mawa or khoya to the food, maybe.
it has to hold the shape. Otherwise, so you need something else. Just with the condensed milk, it's not possible. Yeah, so there should be something.
There has to be some solids, I guess, in fact.
Which has to be added. Yeah. So condensed milk can be just replaced with any sugar and milk as a milk substitute. Yeah.
But I think the toffee thing, in fact, is a very good idea. In fact, with the condensed milk, we need to work it out. We haven't shared any recipe with the condensed milk for a toffee, in fact, but it's a very good idea actually, and we need to work it out. In fact, it's very innovative.
Okay, so then we can expect now one more recipe, toffee recipe from you all now. Okay. Now, is there any other? So you all have any other videos for sharing with our audience? Any more recipes?
Yes, there is one more. The last video. In fact, it's a simple recipe. In fact, but I think it's an ideal recipe for for lockdown as well, and also for weekend. In fact, you can just make it in no time. In fact, and I think everyone would love it. In fact, it's a simple recipe, and it's called masala peanut.
Oh, okay. So again, another easy and simple recipe, and I think during the lockdown there is one recipe that we all can really try out and just have it as a snack anytime.
So I think this particular recipe, it can be tried out by anyone. In fact, it's not just targeted for a professional cook. In fact, even someone who wants something to be in no time. In fact, he or she can be he can prepare it in no time. In fact,
and everyone loves peanut. I think like no one like not just.
I know that's true. That will always be there at home. Everybody will be having this one.
And I think this particular recipe doesn't require any particular
fancy
ingredients which you need to go for a shopping. In fact, you will have it. In fact, so it's an ideal for lockdown.
I know, easy to make and fast.
Yeah, what she wants to ask is the question from the audience is how to become a food blogger. Most of the many questions are there. How to be a food blogger just like you all? How to pursue that?
Well, I think anyone. I think who are passionate about cooking. The voice is getting echoed.
No, your voice is okay. Go ahead,
Okay.
Abbas.
So I was saying, in fact, if anyone is really passionate about food, in fact, they should give a try for this one. And they should limit themselves into a blog. In fact, they should get into blogging as well. Of course, there is a lot of investment as well in terms of time, not money. In fact, in terms of time and also in terms of how to shoot the videos. Certainly, people can next blogger. But a simple suggestion I would like to give is, do not start the food blogging just for the sake of the money. In fact, follow your dreams, follow your passions, and I think money would automatically follow you there.
So you just need to do some verification. That's enough. Everything will be like in your way.
So I think when we started in 2015, I think till 2016, year or so, in fact, we didn't know that we can make money out of it. But gradually we learned, in fact, we could make money out of it, and it's a full-time profession. In fact, she's not bothered to get back into a software job what she was doing previously. So follow your passion, follow your passion, keep yourself motivated. Try posting on it and in a regular basis, you will see some success out of it.
And I had some net issue with me. So it all depends on the passion you mean.
Yeah. You should keep yourself motivated as well. In fact, for example, you start the blog today. The blog be, people start coming into your blog. Sometimes it needs your dedication. It needs a lot of reading and also, the motivation to put in a regular basis. So if you do that on a regular basis, it would be, something near to the success.
Okay. There are people asking to add recipes in your blog, low fat.
We already have a section, in fact, dedicated for low carbs, no fat, and all those diet specific. Maybe we can share it.
Okay, so this is a company of so there was someone has put a message saying that they were trying out a bread recipe, whole wheat bread recipe. Okay, and when they were trying it out, in the oven it is not rising up. They followed the way you all have done it, but not rising up in the oven.
Yeah.
Any tips on that?
Yeah. So for bread, the bread is like you need to have a good quality to activate just with the yeast. To activate the yeast, you need to add sugar. You shouldn't add the salt along with the yeast. So you need to add sugar to activate the second thing. You can add salt. Then you so bread has to be very soft. And you need to give enough time for the bread to rise. After that itself, you can bake in the oven. You can't. It's not an instant recipe or something where you just add everything, and then bake. So it has to be kept at least for 10 minutes. When it rises well, and bake in the oven. They can have So then the cake again rises. Yeah, the bread the bread rises again, and then you can have a soft bread. Just like you get it in the market.
I think the key ingredient is yeast. There has to be a good
Okay.
quality in fact, you know.
And it has to be not expired. So make sure that the yeast has not been expired. You add it in the proper
Timing.
quantity as well. So add a lot of yeast, and then it actually rises and again collapses. So the quality of the yeast has to be also in
Okay. Okay. Thanks. I think it's almost 12 o'clock now, and sorry for some few technical issues here and there in between. So do you all have any tips or anything for the audience? Anything to tell to the audience?
I think we discussed a lot about cooking. In fact, I think the only tip, in fact, would from a blog perspective, follow your dreams, follow your passion. If you really want to, in fact, open up a food blog or any blog, I would say that it can be an equal profession to what you do, like a 9-to-5 job. In fact, if you just follow your dreams, follow your passion, put some time and effort, it can be an equal profession to what you do at 9-to-5.
Yeah, definitely. It's like now you feel like yourself making a blogger. Whatever passion you are good at, so it can be like good in dancing, just preparing stuff, gardening or something like anything it can be. Just follow your dreams or like follow your good interested in what you're doing.
Just for an example, in fact, in one of our friends, we started posting running videos. It's a huge hit, in fact. She's making good money out of it, in fact. See, there can be something from nothing, in fact. So just try it out, experiment.
Your hobbies can actually be your profession.
Passion. Okay. So hopefully, if everything becomes normal, you will be able to have your live picture showing maybe by next year or something. Hopefully, everything goes well.
Definitely.
We are just waiting. First of all, we need to book India, in fact.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Archana and Mr. Sudarshan, for your valuable time with us, with our IK readers. I'm sure that all our readers would have benefited with the tips and all the videos that you all have shown now. I'm sure now everybody will try them out, and they're all waiting. Have that live on your blog, so that they can try them out. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks. It was really a good opportunity for us also. To meet you all. It's nice to see that Indians being like such a nice program that took together and giving us a platform to show like interested in cooking as well. So it's a very nice opportunity for Deva's Kitchen.
Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot for having us on this one. And, it was nice, e-meeting.
Thank you once again. To receive more recipes. And thanks to all our audience for joining us for the session. As you all know, IK will be coming up with many more IK talks on other subjects. So please be visiting indiantrade.com to get more updates on it. Thank you, Ms. Archana, and thank you, Mr. Sudarshan.
Bye.
Bye.